Hey, what it do? What the business is?
It is another week in the books with the On Deck TV show. I am Spike Lou.
Man, holla at your boy Animal Brown, Animal underscore Brown if you're looking for me on socials.
Hey, I am Spike Lou on them same social sites. Holla at your boy AB. How you feeling out there?
Man, feeling good, feeling great. Action-packed episode. Finna get these short
Facts.
sleeves outside. It's time.
And, yeah, the daylight savings time didn't hit. It's still light outside.
Yeah, that shit look crazy.
Feels great. Love it when the days. They need to get rid of that daylight savings shit.
You
Just
just
need to
saying that
cut
because
this
you're a
shit
Trump
out, man.
supporter. That's the only reason you
That's
saying
hilarious. I'm not. Definitely am not. But they definitely can go ahead and move forward with that. Need this
that.
daylight like this year round. Man, action-packed episode, like you said. Let me skate on right past the Trump supporter shit. The brand new documentary from Steph Curry and Marshawn Lynch about Mac Dre. We're gonna talk about that and who else deserves a documentary that's underrated. We got new details from the Kendrick Lamar movie. The Massacre 50 Cent's album turns 20 years old. They be crazy. Nelly had some comments about JD and Puff verses that never happened. And Stevie J, he had a beat swap, and we want to know who got the best of it. But first, AB, Mase says, out the gate, his intro to the game. I can't even get this out without laughing. May says his intro out the gate to the game that he was hotter than Drake. AB, probably know where you're gonna go with this, but what do you think about that comment?
Listen, Mace was hot. Let's be very
Mace was
clear.
hot.
When he
Mace was
came out
hot.
the gate, the shiny suits was suiting. The Rollies was in the sky, waving side to side. He had Puff. Puff was the hottest, or arguably one of the hottest CEOs in the game, with one of the
Mhm.
hottest labels. So I don't want anybody listening to get it misconstrued.
Yeah,
Mace was
yeah,
hot.
yeah.
He wasn't Drake hot though in '09.
Mm.
Wasn't Drake hot in '09. Drake hot. Drake '09 hot was a little bit different. And I don't want to go to sales because Drake is teetering on CD
Wow.
slash streaming era. Even though he did outsell him first week, Drake outsold Mace first week, but Mace outsold him overall. But that's because we could only buy CDs. So if you get two hot singles, then your CD gonna go crazy. And the Harlem World was banging too. Let's don't get it twisted.
Hmm.
It was nominated for a Grammy, Best Rap Album. It did not win. It topped out at around 5 million copies, which obviously is nothing to sneeze at. But he did 273 out the gate. Drake did like 420, 430. Got a Sprite commercial off the mixtape, co-signed by the biggest rapper in the game at the time, Lil Wayne. Like he was a really big deal. I just saw a throwback clip when Drake came on 106 when Trey Songz was there. And he came out, they brought him out as a special guest, and it sounded like it was in an arena, and it was just a little 106 and Park crowd. Like
Stop.
Mace not getting no ovation like that at any point in his career. So,
You pouring the gas on that now. You was going until you pulled the gas on the 106 appearance. I was with you till then.
I'm just saying, man. People got to remember, dude. I get it. Like it's all hindsight, and because I had someone argue me down that Mace was hotter, and I couldn't disagree more. I was like, bro, stop it, dude. Like, stop. Please stop. Now they said Take Care Drake was bigger than Harlem World Mace, but I said nah. Out the gate he's been bigger than dude. Pause. What do you think though?
Was this person that argued you down older or younger than you?
Younger.
And they said that Mace was hotter than that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree with everything you said. The same sentiment. Mace was a big deal when he dropped. That is a fact. Nobody can take that from him. And it was a different time. Like it wasn't streaming time. Like you had to watch videos. You had to go on 106, as you said. You had to be on the radio.
Rap
All of those
City.
things was the Rap City. All of those things were a factor, and Mace was that dude. Especially you had that you coincide that with the passing of the Notorious B.I.G.
Yep.
and you coincide that with Puff was arguably the biggest name in the game when we talking about rap because like
Yeah.
he had big we seen where he took big to, so there was a lot of anticipation around Mace. That album came out, it was banging.
Yeah.
You had those More Money More Problems single, you had the shiny suits with they floating in the air tank thing, like all of that shit was crazy. But Drake was a different animal. Like this was a different beast. I remember the first time that I heard, and I don't know what Mase was doing on mixtapes. I don't know. I wasn't in New York, and that's one of my points. Mase was hot across the country.
Album
He was
hot.
fish grease coming out of New York.
No, for
We
sure.
were down south. Drake was fish grease everywhere.
No, that's true.
Like it wasn't a nigga that heard that So Far Gone. That's the name of the mixtape, right?
For sure. Yeah, that was
There was
that
no
went up.
one. There was no one that heard that didn't think dude was gonna be a star. No one. I don't give a fuck if you liked the singing shit. If you didn't, none of that mattered. When you heard him singing on "Successful" with Trey Songz, like he out of here.
Yeah.
He's out of here, bro. No one is doing this. This is before you had every rapper tapping into their melody bag.
Yep.
So everybody knew Drake was up. I would argue that 50 and Jeezy was hotter than Mase though. I ain't even kidding. Yeah, I would put. I don't even know if Mase top 5 as far as hot.
Yeah, Snoop was
Like
hotter out the
I
gate.
put Snoop. I put Nelly up there. Yeah. That when you, even if you didn't like that EI, when you heard it, you knew it was a force. You're like, I don't really fuck with dude, but
Yeah,
like that,
and he had the whole city on his back.
that,
St. Louis had been untapped.
it wasn't even EI, was it? What was the song?
Country Grammar.
Country Grammar. That was
Yeah.
it. Yeah. So yeah, Mace got a lot of arguments to have before he even get to Drake.
That's what
So
I'm
I think he need to address them people first and say he was hotter than them. And I don't think that he could do that. Like there's some names that I could mention where they'd be like, nah, I had Mace, bro.
Yeah, nah, Mace might be top 10.
I would give him that. I could give him top 10.
DMX was hotter too.
DMX was hotter.
Out the gate.
Kanye was
Kanye
hotter
hot
out the gate.
too.
Like
That's
it,
true.
it was niggas that was like, hey, you gotta man.
He got
listen,
he got to get in
especially-
line.
Yeah, you gotta get in line, bro. You have to get in line. I don't know if there's no new era nigga though that I could give hotter than Drake. Like,
You talking
I
about
mean, excuse me,
since
hotter
Drake?
than Mace. Yeah, since Drake. Drake probably everybody else in the new school, Mace probably got them, but he ain't got Drake.
Yeah,
Like,
out
he
the
got-
gate, yes. Like
Yeah, out
people
the gate.
have ended
Yeah,
up
yeah, Cole- like,
surpassing.
Cole
Like
is
Travis
bigger
Scott
than-
is bigger and
Right.
but not out the door though. That's the
Facts.
thing.
And
So
Mace only
maybe-
got 2 real albums.
Are we counting that?
That's a good one, little baby.
Ah.
I don't know. That's a good one right there, little
Yeah,
baby.
I don't know. I don't know. No, Mace might have got him. Let us know what's
That's
a
a
new
good-
school post 2010 and up. Has anyone had
Mm-hmm.
a hotter start than Mace did in 97, 96?
21 Savage. That that documentary we talked about that made me think. I forgot that 21 run.
21, he was hot out the door. He was. But it wasn't. I don't know. I don't know if it was Mace though. And it's
Yeah,
just harder now with the internet, bro. Everybody, it's just
Facts.
too many famous rappers, bro. Like,
It's true.
he got the competition stiff.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true.
Next up, man. Speaking of Nelly, Mr. Country
Mm-hmm.
Grammar, he was on Drink Champs. Nice 2.5, 3 hour long episode. Y'all have fun with that. But there was a very interesting clip where he talked where the subject of Puff versus JD came up. The actual verses that was supposed to happen at MSG. Of course, we know how that went down. It didn't go down. And Nelly said that JD would have slaughtered Puff 20 on 20 versus, and Puff knew that, which is why he chose MSG to do it at to try to get a little home court. Do you second Nelly's sentiments, or do you think it would have been closer, or do you think Puff would have washed JD?
There's some credence to what he says about Puff wanting it to be at MSG so he can have home court advantage. I could see that.
That's fair.
But and
You know,
started
MSG is still MSG though, like minus
Yeah.
the New York shit. Like let's be like it's still MSG.
that's true. Like that's the correct venue for that versus. To be
That's
honest
right.
with you, like you can't have it at State Farm Arena. Like that ain't the venue for
Respectfully.
it. MSG, yeah, respectfully. So that's right about the venue. Slaughtered is a very, very hyperbolic word. I don't think that we're using the right word here. It would have been a good versus, but JD, yes, would have won. I got to ride for the South here. You know how we do it. You talking about a nigga that had Mariah Carey, Chris Cross, Bow Wow, Usher. Like all
Skate.
respect to Puff. Yeah, like
Brat.
Puff bag only goes so deep. Like you got Mary J, you got Big. Maybe you can play some Jodeci.
Mace.
Like maybe Mace. Like yeah, that's a
112.
bad.
Listen, we're not gonna act like
But-
Puff ain't
but
got
look,
no hits, though.
I guess one of
Bad.
the key factors is going to be Is you a Mary J fan or is you a Mariah Carey fan? Because that's probably what would have tilted the scales. Like
That's
you
true.
said, you can pretty much line everything up. You get to those two, like both of them got the R&B queens per se, but Mary got the I don't know, man. Puff might have been able to pull that out because you start getting in Mary J catalog and start playing some of that old shit,
That's what I'm
and that
saying.
crowd that was in there, it would have went wild. I don't know if JD slaughters him, but I do still think that JD he squeaks it out because of Usher and and Mariah Carey.
It's tough. And Mariah and Mary J might wash each other out
Ain't
because
no
you can
Usher on
only
Puff.
play. You can't go to that well, but so many times though. Like you got to diversify. You can't play seven Mary J songs. Like that's not going to.
Yeah,
Especially if you Puff. You got Puff got his own shit. Puff got. I was gonna say Puff got more rap shit, but then if you go like Franchise Boys, you play the big hit from them. You play the big hit from my man from what's the other nigga, man? Fuck.
who?
One of them like one hit and then we out of there. I think didn't he do Tipsy? Did he do Tipsy?
Mm,
I can't remember. I can't remember if he did Tipsy.
he might have done that.
But like you got to think 'cause I was gonna give Puff the edge with rap because he got himself, he got big, he
JD
got
got
nice.
himself more money, more problems. I mean, not more money, more problems, but the Jay Z song.
Oh yeah, yeah, but that's it though. You ain't playing no more. Oh, and Welcome to Atlanta. Yeah, yeah.
Get
But
Ludacris
my,
coming
my
out.
my point being that Nelly saying slaughtered was definitely he gonna need some icy hot for that reach because that's a reach. Slaughtered
Nelly out of
is a
touch.
strong. They can go 30 for 30 like
Yeah,
easy, and it's a
yeah.
battle.
It's a battle with the Titans, which is why we deserved to see this. Like I
Agreed.
wish that versus I don't know what they doing over there. I don't know what's going
Yeah,
on,
they
but
fumbled that. I was wrong. I said I supported them taking that Triller deal. I was wrong. They fumbled it.
yeah, they should have
It's
just
just
kept it
ass
solo.
now.
Yeah, it's just it ain't. I don't even. I wonder. That's a 30 for 30 right there. What happened to versus? Because god damn, bro. Like
What
don't tell me,
happened?
don't try to sell me on the it was a pandemic. Everybody was in the house.
Yeah,
Like,
nah.
no, nigga, that's a good idea that should be still happening today. You could
Facts.
sell concert tickets to that shit.
Facts.
Tell me a fire ass versus coming in concert, I'm going,
You can
nigga.
sell a tour to that shit on the
Yeah,
low.
nigga. Different cities, different people. I'll pay today to see that 50 versus Ti. I'll pay today to see that.
Mm.
Like
Now
it's
that's a
just
walk.
that.
Now that's a blowout. I ain't gonna hold you.
Stop it. Who?
Ti,
Oh, who? Oh, Ti blowing out 50.
yeah, easy. We're
I
gonna
fucks
talk
with
about
Ti.
50 in a little bit, but nah, no, nigga, like that's a
That's a blowout. What you saying? What you calling
well.
a
I
blowout?
forgot. I forgot 50
Thirteen
feature on a
seven.
bunch of shit though. I forgot
I was say, what
50.
you saying? What's that like?
I was gonna say
Thir-
13 7.
13-7.
Yeah, but 50 features because he on game shit. He on some
Yeah.
Buck shit. He on some banks.
You
He
got
on
the
they
G
singles
Unit
and shit.
shit.
Yeah, the
You
G
got the
that
G.
that
He might get in his locks bag and play some of them freestyles.
don't nobody care about that shit though.
We don't care about that shit.
Don't nobody care about
Cause
that shit.
Ti got the same bag. He go to his free mixtape shit too. He can get in the
Nah, that's
bag too.
true.
But
That's a good
yeah,
point.
I look. But that would be it would probably be one of the most entertaining verses you could see. 50 and
I
Ti.
I'm still of the belief that it could be salvaged. I think verses can be
Yeah,
salvaged whenever they get back on their
they can
shit. They
bring it
can
back
get
tomorrow.
5 or 6 out the gate. I think it could still work.
Facts. Yeah,
It's gotta
50 be a
happen.
Ti being the main one. Yeah,
Yeah,
I get Chains and Ross back. I
we
get
don't need
Game
that.
in
We
that
don't need, we
motherfucker.
don't need change the roster back.
Game. Not against each other, but they would
Oh,
be back.
okay.
Yeah, like I don't need to see them again going
Yeah,
against
no.
each other, but I would love to see Two Chains going against somebody, and I would love to see Ross going against somebody else.
I need a game
Like
against somebody.
who went in the Ross and Jeezy?
Jeezy. Yeah.
Who would you want to see Game against? Game and Fab?
Game and 50 might actually be, but that wouldn't be a moment.
Yeah, but I don't
Game and
think it's
50 would
gonna
be
go
a
well.
moment. It will
That'll be
never
worse than
happen.
that'll be worse than the Jeezy and
Yeah, they had to be on
Gucci.
separate stages.
Yeah, them niggas have to be in different arenas. You do
Zoom them
yours from
up.
Cali, I do mine in New York, bro. That's how that one have to go. Game and Fab ain't nothing.
I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at
I think
that.
that'll be a good one. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
that'll be
that'll be a good
hard. Cause then Fab get in that mixtape bag. He plays, when
Yeah,
he go deep
yeah.
cut, soul tape or something, it'll be rough.
Do Pusha T got a verses in him?
Nah. He,
Pusha T
he,
ain't got no verses
he
in
has
him.
a verse. He can give you a really good verse for sure. Verses? No.
Oh, I'm trying to think of who else. Snoop did it against who?
DMX?
Ah, that was whack.
Yeah, that I get it, the dog
The
matchup, but
dogs,
that
but
that
yeah,
ain't it though. That ain't it.
that ain't nothing. That ain't nothing,
Uh,
dog.
y'all let us know, man.
Yeah,
Dream
man, bring the verses
versus
back, man. Yeah,
we
yeah, let us know what y'all think about that, man.
we keeping the dream alive, man. We gonna
Hold on,
we
man.
gonna
Y'all just
speak this
holler at
into
us.
existence.
Our email information is out there, man. Swiss, Tim, just send us, man. We'll set that shit up for you. Everybody eat.
Absolutely.
Everybody will eat, B. All right, man. Next, we got Stevie J. Stevie J, he said he produced More Money, More Problems, AB. He said that was from Mase, though. And
Yeah.
then Mase swapped with Big for Been Around the World. Real simple question. Who won that trade?
Yeah, man. First of all, I didn't know Stevie J did that More Money, More Problems.
Stevie
That's
J, a beast, man.
yeah. He's a savage. He's super underrated. Obviously, part of the Hitman. He did hella joints on that double album, that Biggie double album. But to hear that, so I always knew that Mace wrote Puff's verse on Mo Money, Mo Problems. And so that makes sense that he was like, yeah, this is actually for him, but Big heard it and wanted it so bad and was like, and Big had been around the world and so he was like, bro, I'll trade you this. So the fact that they were trading smashes, like, no one lost the trade. Let's be clear. They traded big dog singles that both worked and are both identifiable. I'm going to say Big won the trade because at least that More Money, More Problems went on his album. Been Around the World ended up on Puff's album. It ended up on that No Way
No
Out.
way out.
Yeah. So Mace didn't even though he's on it, he didn't even get the damn single. So I'm gonna go big with the More Money, More Problems. But those are two big records though. There's no loser in this situation.
No, I didn't know lose in this situation. My preference is the same as yours. More money, more problem. That's a better song to me
Yeah.
and a bigger song. And it went on Big's album, right? Like that was on Life After Death.
Yep.
So yeah, and the verse is iconic. Like the
Oh my God.
BIGPOPPA, no info for the DA. Man, Big, he rightfully wanted that beat because he knew what he would do with that to close that motherfucker out. Mace ripped it, Puff did okay. The locks were on there, right? Like
No, no,
they
no.
locks went on there. I don't know why I thought they was on Money Cash Hoes or something. Or some shit they was on. Okay, I can't remember now.
It was on All About the
But
Benjamins.
all about the Benjamins is what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
thinking about. Yes, but I got to give the edge to Big because it was on his album and his verse was iconic.
Yeah.
That's one of the most iconic verses in hip hop when you talking about how he came in on that. When I seen a question that has, on Reddit the other day was like, "What's the best opening line in a verse?" And that has to be considered. That BIGPOPPA, no info for the DEA. Federal agents mad because I'm flagrant. Tap my cell and the phone in the basement. Nigga, he
Basement.
was ripping that.
Now he killed that. Big
But the
might
number
have
one
an
opening
argument for
line.
a couple of biggest verses of all time. Like he was different, obviously.
Opening lines is different though. The
Yeah,
opening
opening
lines for
lines is
me,
crazy.
I
I
know
would
who
say
got
Pac
mine.
Hail Mary is iconic. That's an iconic opening line.
Pac hit him up. It's an iconic opening line. I was listening to that today. That's got to be top five. Easily. Like it ain't five better opening lines than I fucked your bitch, nigga. Like you fat motherfucker. That's why I fucked your bitch. Nigga
Running
claimed to
around and
be a
hit him up in
player, but I fucked
2025 is
his
nasty,
wife.
by the way.
Yeah, tough. I was banging that today. I was listening to a diss track playlist. I listened to that last real nigga live by Nas. And I
What was
went
he
to the
dissing on
blueprint.
that?
He was just explaining that the Raekwon shit and the big shit, and then him and Jay shit, and why Jay started hating him. You
Okay.
know that I was just because somebody said to me earlier this week that was comparable to Jay's Blueprint 2, which I listened to next, and it's
Yeah.
not. It's a good song, but it's not comparable to that Blueprint 2. Number one opening line for me is Jeezy though. It's taking too long to lock up, bring it back. You was
That wasn't
showing
the opening
anyway, so
line though, was it?
yeah. If
I
it's
don't
taking
that,
too long to lock up, bring it
I
back.
don't believe
You
that.
was showing anyway, so bring a stack. I
That
wouldn't
wasn't the
even
opening
know
line, dude.
that
You
was
got
the
fact
opening
check
line of
that.
that song, bro.
That's Boys
I'm
in the
telling you.
Hood.
Yeah, I know what I'm saying. That was the opening line to the song for G. That was the opening sign line of his verse. That's what I meant. Opening verse line.
I don't know. I'm calling cap on that. I ain't gonna lie.
That was
Colin
it, man.
Kaepernick too.
That was it. That was
But it's been a
it. It's
minute.
taking too long to lock up. Bring it back.
Been a
He
minute
was
since I
showing
heard
it
it though.
away.
I'm not gonna lie.
Mm.
Man, next up, man, take it to the West Coast. As you mentioned earlier, a Mac Dre documentary is in the works. Bay Area legend Mac Dre. It's in the works from Steph Curry's unanimous media company and Marshawn Lynch's Beast Mode Productions. They're going to help tell the story of the late Bay Area legend. It was announced in 2023. His mom is on board for the process as well. My question to you, A, are you checking out this Mac Dre documentary? And B, what underrated person or persons would you want to see a documentary made out of?
Okay, one, the Mac Dre documentary. Yes, I would want to see because I'm interested in the Bay's culture. I was not a Mac Dre fan. I never got really into him like that, but I'd see the response that he gets from the Bay,
Yeah.
and that's super interesting to me. So I would love to explore. I'm actually, this is on my list. I can't wait to see this, but I definitely would love to explore like how that came to be, like how he became so popular, the dance and all of the lingo that he uses. Like I think that's
Sure.
fire. I think some of the best documentaries in hip hop explore the regional things. I think it was Netflix that had that documentary where they went to each region and they was talking about how hip hop got started there and how it
Yep.
coincided with each other. That was
Fire.
one of the best documentaries about hip hop that I've ever seen. So yeah, this would be great. I want to take a deep dive into the Bay and see how that worked out. So that would be definitely must see for me. Now, the person that I want to see a documentary on is not an underrated person, but because they get their respect in the hip hop game. But I don't think that their name comes up when you talk about documentaries or docu series or whatever the fictional version of it is, like they did Straight Outta Compton. I
Yeah.
don't think a lot of people mention this guy's name, but they do mention him and respect him. He's a rapper's rapper, and that's Scarface. Like
Mm.
if you reference his book, Diary of a Madman, if you've read that
Yeah, it's
and you
crazy.
know like just some of the backstory to Scarface, I think it would be it would be up there with Earl, and that's the DMX book. It would be up there with that and seeing how Scarface grew up. I think that would be fucking fire,
Mm.
just to get an insight to that Houston world and the era that he grew up in, the stuff that he knows, being a little bit older than us. I, I, I think the Scarface documentary would be on point. Somebody needs to start working on that yesterday.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. Am I checking for the Mac Dre documentary? I am. I check. I like to check for artists who are popular, even like on a subculture level, and that I'm not familiar with, because I'm not familiar with the music. But that won't stop me from checking out the documentary. I'm a sucker for a good documentary. I checked out Juice World documentary on HBO. I didn't know shit about him, not for real. I checked out Takashi's documentary on Showtime. Didn't really know
That's your
shit about
man.
him. Didn't care to, but it was interesting still to learn people's come up stories and in the background and why they're looked at the way that they're looked at. I'd like to get an understanding. So even though I may watch half of it on mute because I probably can't do the music, but I'll just keep the captions on and read right along and see how
That's
Mac Dre
fair.
became Mac Dre, and what it is about him that everybody bangs with so much. So that'll be good. I'll learn something. I'll walk out of there like, oh, okay, I get it now. At least if it's a well done documentary, I'll walk out of there like, oh, okay, I get it now. So that'll be dope. An underrated artist or act. I think I wouldn't mind a good Pimp C documentary. I know Complex did
Mm.
one on YouTube a couple of years ago. To be 1000%, I didn't tap in, but I was such a fan of the book that Julia Beverly did. I thought that was very well done. I think a documentary on him would be cool. And again, I know Complex did one. I haven't checked it out. It's about 30 minutes, maybe a straight, one of the YouTube joints, and maybe I'll tap into that. But I think that would be cool. And this is kind of strange, but I wouldn't mind seeing because I was doing some research for a project, and I wouldn't mind seeing a Bone documentary because they have a very faithful fan base. And I've been running back some of their older stuff, and I didn't realize until recently they are the only rapper or rappers in this case that have songs with Pac, Biggie, Eazy-E, and Big Pun all while they were alive. No one else on earth can say that, living or dead. Matter of fact, I don't know if anybody can say they had songs with two of them niggas alive, much less four of
Yeah.
them. And so, what is it about them? But they got songs with Mariah Carey. They have songs like their impact is insane, especially now with the flow that everybody using now. So I wouldn't mind seeing a really well done documentary on Bone. I think it'd be pretty dope. So yeah, give me the
That ain't
Bone,
a
give me Pimp C.
that's good. Bone is good.
And
Pimp C,
Cleveland, like I don't know shit about
yeah,
Cleveland, bro. And they were repping
facts.
heavy.
That's good. Bone is good because people. I don't think people realize how big they were when we were like
Yep,
coming up.
big
Like
deal.
Bone was
Easy E
like
linking up
they
with Easy, like what the fuck?
when they first came out with Easy and Easy, people like they sounded Easy E, and then like
Yeah,
how the music sounded, this shit was crazy. And that first two album run, that meet me and then meet me at the crossroads,
yeah. Oh
that may
my
be one of the
god.
biggest rap songs fucking ever.
Yeah, that shit
The
stayed on
album
radio
East
and
Eternal
TV.
99,
Yep.
yeah, like yeah, I remember they had that song on that mixtape, excuse me, on that
EP.
soundtrack. It was
Oh
a
yeah.
soundtrack that had that song. It was fire. It was the only song on the soundtrack though. I found that shit in one of them used CD stores. But yeah, Bone would be good, and Pimp C would definitely be good because I fuck with UGK. So yeah, well, y'all let us know who y'all would like to see a documentary on that ain't mainstream, like it ain't Snoop or Pac or
Right.
Big, but just somebody low key that you would like to see the documentary on. That's a good
Yeah, man.
question. Y'all comment and let us know.
For sure. We got new details on this Kendrick Lamar movie, man. He's making his film debut. We reported this a while ago. He linked up with South Park creator Matt Stone and Trey Parker. Um, I'm going to read to you.
What?
It's a live action comedy that will, quote, depict the past and present coming to a head when a young black man who is interning as a slave reenactor at a living history museum discovers that his white girlfriend's ancestors once owned his. This is starring Kendrick Lamar
Now
and
he's
his
playing in it too.
who?
He playing in it too.
Yeah, he's starring in it, and he's on board as a producer, and so is Dave Free, and he's on as a producer as well. Um, do you see this? They're hoping for a July 4th weekend drop. When you hear the
Yes.
description, are you here for this? Keep in mind, it's coming from the South Park creators, so we know that there's going to be some comedy. It's obviously some type of you know satire. So what do you think, man? July 4th, you here? You tapped in?
This sounds like Kendrick sit back and he thought, and I know this isn't true because this movie was in talks before all this happened. I remember that. But it sounds like he sit back and say, how can I fuck up all the momentum that I have from this Drake beef? How can I fuck up a Super Bowl performance, sweeping at the Grammys, crushing the hottest rapper in the world? How can I fuck that up? And this is the description that you read. I don't like, bro, we've voiced our disgust with slave. I'm not trying to see no slave movies. I'm not trying to see nothing that got to do with slave. I don't want to see none of that shit. I only and I don't care if it's a parody. I don't care if it's a cartoon, comedy, live. Well, I don't care that it's that. But you're trying to mix slavery in here and the white girlfriend and your ancestors' own hours. I'm sure that there are some funny things that could come from that. Have fun with it. I really don't want to see it. I'm not interested in it. It sounds dumb. I can't believe Kendrick signed off on this. I'm sure I'll probably eat my words because he's a creative person and probably won't let it be bad. Kendrick is too artistic to let it be bad. But just the description around it and the people that you're telling me that are involved with it, I don't watch South Park. I admit there are some funny scenes that I've seen before that have been sent to me, but I've never sit and watched an episode because it's just not my type of humor. It's
Yeah.
too crude. Like I just this doesn't seem like a good idea for a nigga that has had the year that Kendrick had. Like, bro, if you want to make a movie, go make a real fucking movie, bro. Like, get with Ryan Coogler or some shit like that and make a fucking movie. Like, I don't want you sitting with the South Park people and doing something like that. Get with the dude that made Boondocks, man. Do some shit like that. But
Mm.
you telling me some slave shit? Like, yo, they own you? Like, nah, bro, I'm good, man. Get this shit out of here.
Yeah, the this one of the ones with the description doesn't sound like a good idea. I'm not gonna lie.
Mm-mm.
However, I can see if this was well written, there's some laugh out loud moments that you can pull from this. From if you're talented as a writer, it's no like if this would
Mhm.
have said the Family Guy people did this, then I might lean a little bit more into it because I'm more into
Facts.
their comedy. I think it's smarter. South Park is okay. It's okay. Like you kind of said, I never really tapped into South Park like that. They've obviously had big jokes, made big waves, a super successful show, probably opened the door for Family Guy, but it's just not my bag. If this was the Family Guy creators, I might be a little bit more on board, and I'd probably have a better idea of what to expect. But no, reading the description, it sounds some slaw.
Yeah, I
The
ain't no, I'm not
description is
doing that.
terrible.
Not doing it. Okay,
You might
not
need to
gonna be
back.
able
It
to
might
do
not. I
it.
wonder if it's too late to back out of this.
Yeah, like take your name off of it. Give it to somebody. Let Meek Mill do that. It sounds like something Meek Mill would do. This is a perfect project for Meek Mill, bro. Like let him do that. Like call him like you got something for him, like it's a favor and everything, bro. I got this crazy idea for you, nigga. It's with the people from South Park, nigga. You'll eat off this. Call Meek Mill. Let him do his shit, bro. Or YG. Let one of them niggas do it, man. God,
Pass
this
this
don't
on to
sound.
somebody else.
Yeah, pass it off to somebody, bro. Like cool or hot potato. I ain't got
Yeah,
nothing to do with.
it's around the corner, man. July gonna be here before we know it. I gotta see the trailer before I pass complete judgment, though. But it doesn't sound like a good idea. Like if somebody pitched this to me, I'd be like, I don't know about that. Not for
I,
him.
I still remember the funniest slave thing that I seen where people were making fun of it was on in Living Color with Damon
That was
Wayans.
funny.
When the nigga, if y'all ain't seen
When
this,
he came in, he was in the real world in present day. That shit was funny.
if y'all haven't seen this, it's on YouTube. Put in Living Color Damon Wayans slave.
That was
Damon
funny.
Wayans came back in modern times, but he thought he was still a slave.
That was
And
funny.
David Allen Greer was reading the newspaper.
With the
Nigga
suit
snatched
on
the
and
news.
everything.
Nigga snatched the newspaper out of David Allen Greer and said, "Massa, know you reading?" Boy, that was the funniest. God damn, that was funny, bro. If y'all ain't seen that, man, do yourself a favor. Go look at that shit on YouTube. Because Damon Wayans bodied that.
That's what I'm saying. There's
Oh,
possibilities that this could
there's a
be funny.
possibility. That's what made me think. Because I'm trying to think, like, how could you make that funny? That was the first thing I thought of. That was 30 years ago. That shit's still funny to this day.
You can make on some
But
Seth Rogen shit. You know what I'm saying? Some funny shit like that.
possibly, man. But it's, man, I don't want to see no slave movies, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. Uh, before we get into the wins and losses, AB, the massacre turned 20 years old to this week, which is insane.
Yeah,
Simple question: is the massacre 50's best album?
of course not. But it's one of the biggest what ifs, I think, because apparently he gave a lot of joints away the game for his debut album, which was supposed to be on the massacre. So that's one version of the what if. Then the other version is what if he didn't inflate this all the way to 22 songs? What if this was 15, 16? Like it's a strong 15 song album on
Facts.
here. I'm talking about then we would have an argument. Then it would be battling with Get Rich or Die Trying. But because they tried to put too much into it, right? It was doing too much. 22 songs was entirely too long. But trust and believe though. Ski Mask Away, Baltimore Love Thing, Rider Music, Guns
My
Come Out. I'm
hood.
supposed to die tonight. In my hood. It's some heat on this motherfucker though.
Niggas put their face
22
up
songs is
past
too
me.
much though. Too much. So no,
It's
it's not
clo-
his best album at all. Nowhere
it's
near.
it's closer than people think.
It
I
is
do
closer
think
than people
it's
think
really
though.
close. Yeah, it's really close, which shows to the quality of the music that 50 was putting out at this time. I could even understand how some people may prefer this album
That's
over
cap.
Get Rich or Die Trying. I
That's
could see
cap.
that
No, you
because
can't.
50 there's a more polished, more like industry sound with this that if people that are into that bag like it, I could see them liking this more. 50 was in his bag, like Baltimore Love Song, like shit like that. Like he wasn't doing that on Get Rich or Die Trying. Like
I agree.
those
That's true.
songs didn't exist on that. Like it was straight street nigga. I'm finna do this from New York style street nigga and get ya out of here. There was more complex music on this song. So if somebody is in a music bag, I could see how they say I prefer this over that album, but I couldn't call it better. I can't call it that. But it is very close. I do think it is very close to the original. And if I agree with you, if he had to knock down a couple songs, this is you talking about a nigga coming out the gate with two classics. That's what you talking about.
I agree. I agree. The numbers were still stupid, so he was eating off the wave of Get Rich. He did 1.1 million in 4 days.
Off the massacre?
Yep.
Good God.
Yep.
Really?
Crazy.
Man, that's crazy.
It
That's
ended
some
up with
Drake
it.
shit.
It ended. It was the second largest opening week for a hip hop album behind Eminem's The Marshall Mathers, which did 1.7. It ended up at
God
11 million
damn.
copies worldwide, 6 million in the United States.
Damn. That speaks to Mace point when he talking about he was hotter than Drake, nigga. You wasn't
Yeah,
even
you
hotter than
know.
50. Now, my second album went diamond, nigga. Not just the first one, nigga. Mace's second album went wood.
Yeah, that shit was garbage. Mace has a triple disc coming out. You see that?
Yeah, he said he dropping it on 50 trial date. I mean, on
On Puff.
Diddy Power trial
He
date.
he walked that back though, but he did say he
He
had a
not doing
triple
it.
CD coming. Listen to
You want to
me.
hear three? You want to hear three?
Of course not. If there was, I don't want to hear three CDs of anybody today. I don't want to hear that. It's just it's a new day. Chris Brown has tried this, emptying out the hard drive, and Mace doesn't have three CDs worth of heat in 2025. He probably don't have an EP worth of heat.
Yeah, I don't want to hear Mace rap today. Do the sports show, bro. Y'all, you and Cam are really good at that. Just stay there. Just stay
Triple
right
disc?
there. Just stay
Why?
right there. Stay right there with Stat Baby and Cam and talk sports in the way that y'all do it. Y'all are bodying that. We need that. We do not need the triple CD from Mace. We don't need a triple disc from you, bro.
Like if you'd
Like
have
you just
told me, if you'd have told me,
I'd rather have a triple disc from Cameron. And
what?
I don't want that. I said I'd rather have a triple disc from Cameron, and I don't want
Oh,
that.
I'm about to say, what in the fuck? Hell no. There's the last rapper on earth I thought would have announced a triple CD in 2025 would be Mace. Literally would be Mace. We'd have been here all night with me guessing.
You wouldn't take a triple CD from nobody? Triple
Nah,
disc?
nah.
Not even your man. Like, what if Kanye came out with a triple disc?
I mean, he did that with Donda, and that was almost too much. People don't even recognize the greatness of Donda because it was too many songs.
The
You're not going
greatness
to
of
get,
Don.
yeah, facts. You're not going to get the recognition your project deserves by dropping that many songs at once. It's just not going to have it. It's just not how we consume shit now, bro. It's too much shit going on. Like, nobody's gonna drop a double disc classic in 2025. It's not gonna happen, bro. It's a damn show, not a triple disc.
Yeah, I ain't even a Chris Brown fan, and if he couldn't do it, it ain't nobody that can do it.
That's what.
Maybe Beyonce, like maybe Beyonce if she switched the styles up, like if Beyonce had combined what she's doing with
Oh yeah.
Renaissance, and she did that dance, the country, and whatever she's doing next, that could have
Allegedly, it's gonna
worked.
be rock and roll.
That can work. If you get Beyonce doing three different genres of music, yes, that she's the only person that could do that.
That's fair.
You want to take the whole triple disc? He ain't got enough to talk about no more, bro. Like
Yeah,
I
he ain't
can't. I
got
don't
three
even
albums worth
know
of
what.
material.
Yeah, I don't even know what I would like. What would Hove talk about for 3 albums?
I, bro, I don't want that,
Beyonce, the
nigga.
only person that can do this.
I agree. That's fair.
She's the only person that can do it. And maybe
Nah, that's it.
Rihanna. Rihanna,
No, man.
you can't do
Listen,
it. She been gone for years.
the last triple disc we got, you're not gonna
It was
believe
Chris
this.
Brown. I thought it was Chris
Oh
Brown.
well, not counting him rap. Talking about rap.
Yeah,
It was Ray Shrimmer. They dropped the triple CD.
not even. I'm not even acknowledging that. I'm gonna move on.
But that's because
I'm gonna
one
move.
was two of them
I'm
were
gonna move on
solos,
to wins
and
and
then one was a
losses.
group.
Not even gonna acknowledge it.
Outcast could
Them
do that.
niggas.
Outcast could do that. One would
Yes,
be a
they could do
group,
that today.
and then two
Andre
solos.
album, a Big Boy album, yeah, and then a group album. They
That's
could
it.
do that. They could do that tomorrow, and people would
That's
go
it.
crazy for it, and it would sell, and it would sound good.
Facts.
Yes, I agree with you 100%. All right, man. Wins and losses, and then after that, we got the on decker of the week and our put-ons for the week. First winner or loss, your song AB that you get jiggy with in the club too, Tweaker, has reportedly generated. Wait for it. $640,000 so far. Is that a win or a loss?
Hey man, I'm not gonna hold you. I know it's a long game with this music shit, and that stuff be kind of delayed, almost like when you get a speeding ticket. Your court day be 4 months in advance. I know them checks come a little bit staggered. So I'm gonna say this is a short-term L because if they invested 10 million in a Jello and the early returns are 640,000, I would have thought it
Who
was
invested 10 million? Def Jam.
Def Jam.
That ain't for this though. That's for the rest of the shit though, right? That's if he can make other songs.
If nigga, what
They
song
ain't
is gonna be
made.
bigger than Tweaker,
That's what
dude?
that was going to my point of this being a loss. Like, if that the biggest song going made him 640, like he ain't doing nothing better than that. I can, Def Jam. I can promise you, nothing's gonna be bigger than Tweaker. So if he only made 640 off that, y'all need to cut y'all ties right now. I
You
need
did
half of
listen
my
to the
10
song with him
million
and
back.
Glorilla?
No,
See?
he got a song with Glorilla.
Yeah, it just came out Friday.
It
It
just
sounded like
came out
Tweaker.
Friday, and this was so it came out 4 or 5 days ago,
Yeah,
and I didn't even know it was out.
yeah, exactly.
And he signed to Def Jam, and they
Hey,
gave him $10 million, and it's with Glorilla. Do you see where I'm going here?
see what I'm saying? They should listen to your boy, man. I would have had him right.
They would have made more money for sure. They definitely would have made more. I don't believe he got a song with Glorilla. I ain't gonna hold you. That's crazy. All right, next winner or loss, man. Cameron blames his role of playing Rico in Paid in Full on him getting shot at Howard's homecoming in DC. Is that a win or a loss?
Yeah, I'm not
He's,
biting. I'm gonna say it's an L.
he
Cam
said it
has
was
always been kind of
because
strange around that situation. A lot of people accused him of dry snitching.
he said
I
it was
saw
Jay
him
Z
throw that
first.
diamond up when he let them shots go. Niggas was like, whoa,
The fact
whoa.
that the fact that Cam thought Jay Z sent niggas to shoot him is first of all insane,
Was he
and this
trolling though?
is
Could
he
he?
was trolling.
Okay,
He was
he was
trolling.
trolling. I'll let him slide.
I did hear a story this week though about Freaky Zeke smacking one of Jay Z mans though because they wouldn't give him studio time. It was part of the beef between Dipset and Rockefeller. It was Jim was trying to get in the studio on Friday, and I think he called Lenny S.
Okay,
Yeah, he called Lenny S. And Lenny S was like, "Nigga, it's Sunday. Get the fuck off my line."
damn.
Jim pulled up. Jim pulled up to the office the next day and smacked him.
No way.
This is allegedly. This is what Freaky Zeke said, man. Jim's pulled up to the office next day and smacked him. Dame had to squash it and told them niggas if it's gonna be something, y'all just go out and fight. And then Lenny S called one of Memphis Bleak people to come help him, and then no fight happened.
Wow.
But that's another documentary that needs to happen: the Dipset versus Rockefeller beef, because there's been so many stories,
Eesh.
just like the little things that happen. But yeah, Cameron is crazy. He said this role in Paid in Full with him saying at the end, "I ain't snitching on no niggas from Harlem, only niggas from DC or whatever it
Right.
may be." And then he got shot in DC because he think apparently some people thought that movie was real.
Yeah.
So
No. No.
sure,
Cam. No.
sure, Cam.
No. 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 No.
Some people thought Paid in Full was a documentary. So shout out to
No.
those people, man. All right, lastly, man, your man's there's been hints, AB, the World Cup, which is bigger than the Super Bowl. I will admit it. This is a bigger event than the Super Bowl. There have been hints that Drake may be performing at the World Cup. Is this a win or a loss?
This would be a big look. Obviously, the world soccer is the number one sport in the world.
Oh, it is.
Average viewers for the 2022 World Cup was 571 million, with more than 1.4 billion people tapping in for at least a minute. Super Bowl drew 123 million. So
Johnny, just like a Drake
571
fan. It's like a
to
Drake
one
fan trying to use those
to
numbers. Dude,
123.
570 million.
So all those numbers y'all were gassing up on social media, well, kid, this is the most watched Super Bowl. You can cut the World Cup in half, nigga, and it's doubling up the viewership of the Super Bowl. Nigga, we bigger than the Super Bowl. We turn that little shit down, dude. This is a W. He's gonna shake it. New album coming out. I seen he put the cryptic IG post, nigga. It's go time. We back. Yes.
AB, this is a
Yes.
loss.
Man, crazy as fuck.
And you know why?
Ain't nothing bigger than that World
Because
Cup stage, sports
yeah,
wise.
yeah, but there's no not like us that Drake can perform.
He don't
Like
need that.
yes, yeah, you do. Like you got 100 million people singing A minor, or you can have 500 million singing Hotline Bling.
There you
Yeah, I
go.
mean,
Give me that.
one's more impactful than the other one, and just depending on what you what measuring. So yeah, this is a good look for Drake, and I would use this if this is true to just like put this shit behind me. Go up there, do Hotline Bling, do
God's plan.
God's Plan, all of
Started
that
from the
shit, and
bottom.
remind niggas who the fuck I am.
No.
That's what I would use this for. So it's a W in that perspective, but it's a loss in the perspective. You ain't got that goddamn not like us. You can play. You can't go A minor with 500 million people.
Listen, man.
Can't do it.
Saturday Night Live already put that to bed. It's dead. Don't even worry
Saturday
about
Night
it.
Live, if they didn't kill it, then definitely your man's killed it at the Oscars.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
That
It's
was
over.
whack.
It's over.
That was disgusting. Was it Conan O'Brien?
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
we
That
should
definitely
have
made me sick.
Kendrick come out and perform. Like, come on, bro.
That,
White people always find out how to ruin shit, man. God damn.
that shit was
Like they
not
didn't even.
funny.
It's not funny. It
And
was
I was just
cringe.
like,
Like you didn't even have to say it, bro. Like God.
yeah, that was goofy.
Oh, we can have Kendrick come out.
Yeah, that was,
Shut up. Shut up.
and Conan O'Brien kind of funny though. Like he's slick funny, but that
Slick,
wasn't nothing though.
slick. He got his moments, but and a
Yeah,
black dude wrote it. The black dude was on Twitter asking for credit for that shit. That
I
wrote it.
seen that.
Did you see that? Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't it.
Gotta get the fuck out
That's
of
a
here.
weird flex. Black
Okay,
writer
right.
dude.
Okay, buddy. Thanks.
Let's go to On Deck of the Week, man. We are going to Spotify. Yes, you can leave comments on Spotify. Shout out to A Wilkins 022. Said big fan of the show. Appreciate that. I think as hip hop fans, we need to redefine what is considered a classic. Said I think Gibbs. He said I like Gibbs and think Pinata is a classic, but that's the only one. It's like with films where there's a difference between a classic and a cult classic. Shout out to A. Wilkins. I agree. There are definitely regional classics, cult classics, whatever you want to call them in music, that are not recognized by the entire game for
Facts.
sure.
Facts. 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 Facts.
Shout out to Sly, also on Spotify. He said, kids today will never know how great it felt to drive to Musica. He said that's the music store in South Africa on a Saturday morning, knowing you had conned your parent into buying an album they never let you have if they heard any of the singles. So, of course,
Facts.
we talked about CDs and CDs turning
Facts.
42. So, shout out to Sly and South Africa, man. Salute.
And shout out to South Africa, man.
Never been to
I
South. Ain't
met
been to
a
Africa?
no man. I plan on going. I was traveling maybe a month ago, and it was like a work thing. I met this white guy from South Africa,
Yep.
and he had the bright idea to come to me with this joke. First time he's meeting me, he said, "Hey, I'm from South Africa. That means I'm more African American than you."
That's actually,
And
that's funny, though.
you know what? Our sense of humor. Somebody else would have took offense to that, but I actually laughed. It was kind of funny.
That was kind of funny, though. I ain't
It
gonna
was kind of funny. It was
lie.
kind of funny. It was fun. He had a little accent and shit. It's some nigga say because the accent sounds slick Australian and slick like it's from London, but you can tell
Okay.
it's different from all of them. He said, "Oh, they did the little accent. I'm more South African. I'm more African American than you." And I was like, "You know what? You're right, buddy.
You couldn't
You
wait
are
to do
right, buddy."
that.
He was so proud.
Oh, shit.
Oh
What you
shit.
got to put me on?
My put on, man. We talked about a good documentary. I was searching on YouTube, just bullshitting around. I think I was looking at Breakfast Club interviews, AB, and I came across Trap TV, all one word. Don't space it out when you look for this. The death of Lil Marlowe and the hit that turned Atlanta into a war zone. AB, this runtime was 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Yep.
And I clicked on this and I said, you know what? I'm gonna look at about 20 minutes of this just to
Max.
see what's up. Yeah, about 20 minutes just to see what this is about and how good Lil Buddy is. Past my bedtime and 2 hours and 30 minutes later, I'm finishing this documentary in one night and I was fascinated, nigga. This is very well done. Like, bro, if you interested in any of the like little subcultures of like what they trying to get Lil Baby for or
Yeah.
what they were charging Young Thug for, if you know who Marlo is, you know who No Plug is, you know
Yeah.
who 21 Savage is, obviously,
Bankroll.
Bankroll Fresh. Bruh, this was so well done. I couldn't believe that I had sit and watched 2 hours and 30 minutes of this. The name of the video, again, The Death of Lil Marlowe, the hit that turned Atlanta into a war zone. It's up to date. It's like new
Yeah,
information.
it's
This ain't
fresh.
old
Yeah.
stuff. Right. If you fuck with this type of stuff, go check this out today. You gonna love it. I
Yeah,
sent it to you.
yeah, I watched it too. I had the same thought. I said, man, let me check out 5 minutes of this. Man, I watched that whole motherfucker. Not even gonna lie to you. And it was good. Like that true. There's a space in hip hop
Yes.
documentaries, like the true crime space, that is very intriguing. You
Yes.
can go down a rabbit hole. Some Florida joints, there's some Chicago joints,
The LA shit fire.
the LA shit crazy. It's definitely some intriguing shit. Not gonna front. And I was familiar with a lot of them people on there, wasn't I? Like Baby Drill, and I was familiar with them stories, but
I didn't know the backstory though. That
Yeah,
was
exactly.
the crazy. I didn't know the backstory to the Baby Drill shit.
Yeah.
What it was somebody else. I can't think of his name right now, but that shit was wild.
Yeah. it's
What
real good.
was the nigga name? Pull up with a stick.
Oh yeah, Sada Baby.
I didn't even know none of that.
Either.
I
Yeah,
knew the song, but I
ain't
didn't
heard
know
him
none
since
of it.
either.
Yeah, like
But you
that
see
shit,
why?
like, facts. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm telling you, if y'all are into that type of shit, man, this is one of those videos you're like, okay, that was fire.
Agreed. My put on real quick. Went to a movie last week. I'm gonna recommend it. It comes out Friday. It's called Novocaine. Super entertaining. It got your boy. It got Dennis Quaid's son, Jack Quaid, in it. He was also in what's the joint with the AI joint? The one we looked at the other month, a couple weeks
This
ago.
dude from the boys.
Oh, okay.
He played
Yeah. Companion.
Companion, yeah,
That
but
same
yeah, he played in the
dude in
boys.
Companion. This was a pretty good action movie. It's about a guy who can't feel pain, and his girlfriend gets kidnapped. And so it's some good jokes, and it's a quick little brisk hour and 45-minute joint. It's it's like it's more graphic than I was expecting to be, but it's pretty good though, man. Yeah, so I would recommend that if you into action movies for sure.
I'm gonna check that out. I tried to get them to review that in frames per second, but they chose something else.
Man,
I'm gonna try to get it pushed for next
Tell them
week.
to get you off the bullshit, man.
It was something 13. I can't remember the name. Something 13. I don't even know what the fuck it is.
I don't trust anything with 13 in it. 13 Ghosts, 13
And some
all that shit is
vampire
whack.
shit. Some vampire
hell
shit that I definitely don't want to see, but we're gonna make it do what it do.
It's another episode, man, guys. Tap in youtube.com/OnDeckTV. Again, you can leave comments on Spotify, leave comments on YouTube. We appreciate it. Who would win between Nelly and Jermaine Dupri on the Verzuz? Who was hotter out the door, Mase or Drake? And give us a documentary of an underrated act that you would like to see made, man. Anything else before we get out of here?
That's it, man. We appreciate y'all to join us and participate every week. We out.